Hello world, you're watching 80s Music Twin Ranked. I'm Joel.
I'm Jesse. Just an Elvis.
What?
Elvis was a twin.
No. That's right, he was. I didn't know.
Elvis Presley, I'm Chris. Elvis Presley had a twin brother, Jesse. I don't know why they named him. I mean, they had the twins named before they were born, obviously, because his twin was born first, stillborn.
Yeah, died.
Yeah, so then Elvis was born, but Elvis was a twin.
Interesting. So
Today we're doing Elvis Presley.
was his name Elvis or Aaron?
Elvis Aaron Presley.
Okay,
Is,
Aaron was the second.
and everybody, they vary on how to spell the middle name. Some people spell 2 A's, some with 1. The birth certificate actually says 2 A's, but...
Now you might be asking yourself, why are we doing Elvis? He didn't have any 80s hits.
Yeah, but about 10 days ago, was it 10 days ago?
Yeah, well, interestingly, here, check this out. Elvis's birthday was January 8th.
Right.
And so Lisa Marie Presley, his daughter, died 4 days after his birthday. So, did you know, now we knew, one thing we did know is Elvis was married to Priscilla Presley, and she was famously in the Naked Gun series, and you gotta go check those movies out.
My favorite gag, I think it was the second one, where she goes to slap him, he grabs a hand, then she goes to slap him, he grabs the other, and then she gets slapped with the third hand. That's my favorite gag.
That was in the second movie. And he's looking around like, where'd that come from?
Play our song, Sam.
Ding dong. Okay, one thing, I don't know if you knew this, but Lisa Marie Presley had a daughter who has been in movies.
Yeah.
Riley Keough, is that how you say it?
That is
Keough, I don't know how you say it, but it's spelled with
K-E-N-O-U-G-H.
No, it's
Is that it?
E-O-U-G-H.
Oh,
It's 3 vowels in a row. She was in Mad Max Fury Road as one of the girls. She was also in a movie with Daniel Craig when he was the prisoner and got out. I forget what that movie's called. I wanted to watch it and then I forgot.
Was she the one? I don't want to say. Was she the one in the one with Andrew Garfield? Silver Lake, Under Silver Lake, is that her or is that?
I don't know. I couldn't tell you. 3 movies is all I know of. And 3 is also the number of Elvis movies I've ever seen.
I tried to watch Girls
Really?
last year.
Okay.
I got halfway through it and I stopped.
I have seen Jailhouse Rock. I have seen Viva Las Vegas. And
regarded as his best movie.
Wild is the Country with Tuesday Welles.
Here's the thing. As kids, I think we've seen some of his movies.
Probably.
Because I think we watched them way back when we were
intermingled with Annette Funicello and Frankie.
Yeah, I just think we don't remember them, but they're when we were way back young.
Right. And if I remember, we asked our mom, she probably watched them all. I don't know. And now think about this. He's been in the star in so many movies, yet Kenny Loggins is considered the movie king.
Yeah,
song-wise, technically
right.
Elvis has a ton more movie songs than Kenny Loggins does. But that was back when music sucked.
Yeah, so his first movie... it was going to be called The Reno Brothers.
Okay.
But he put out a song called he was going to put out a song called Love Me Tender.
That's his first movie.
And it had 1 million pre-orders before it was even released.
Wow.
And then when it got released, it ended up selling like 2 million. And they changed the movie title to Love Me Tender. He wasn't even the star. It was his first movie.
Is it a Western?
Yes.
Okay. I thought he started
okay. It has to do with Civil War.
Oh, okay.
His 3 older brothers in the movie go off to war. His oldest brother had a girlfriend. She's back. They heard he died. He marries the girlfriend. Then he comes back. He's like, it's almost like Pearl Harbor. Pearl Harbor, one of the stars,
right?
Was said to have died, and the other guy started dating his girlfriend, and then he's like alive.
Okay.
But he died at the end of the movie. Spoiler, he died at the end of the movie. It's the only time...
You haven't seen a 1950s movie by now.
But it's the only time in a movie that Elvis Presley died.
Okay.
He wasn't.
in every other movie. He's never.
He was
okay.
like, he was upset. He's kind of like, I should die. Somebody told him he'll be more sympathetic if he dies. But all the Elvis fans were so upset that was the last time he died.
Really?
Yes.
That's interesting. Okay, speaking of war, I think this is the first musician we've done of somebody who joined the military.
Yeah. He was proud to be in the military too.
Yeah.
He wanted to be regarded as just a basic soldier too.
I don't know how many musicians, even in the 80s when the Gulf War was, how many of them would have joined?
There are actors that went to war. I think
Right.
Jimmy Stewart, I heard
Right.
he went to war. So
Yeah, so there's been a slew of them, just not in our lifetime. With
people were more patriotic back there.
Yeah, there are plenty of that have played characters in war movies.
Oh yeah.
Tom Hanks, he's been in a ton. But anyway, so, and then the third thing, so military, new to any musician we've done. Movie king, I would say he's the movie king, but obviously his songs.
He is the king.
Right.
Somebody coined a reporter king.
Right, yeah, he was the king
And he
of rock and roll.
pointed to Fats Domino in the crowd and said, "He's the king of rock and roll."
Right.
But I'm like, really?
Now,
He is?
Michael Jackson, he's considered
King of pop.
pop, not king
Right.
of rock. Can't take king of rock and roll. And interestingly, he was married to Lisa Marie Presley. And
Lisa Marie Presley was also married to Nicolas Cage.
yes,
Who based Elvis Presley's performance on his performance in Wild at Heart.
a lot of connections.
Yeah.
6 degrees of Kevin Bacon.
I was
Okay, now Riley Keough, whose daughter is she? Do you know? Michael Jackson, they didn't have a kid together, right?
no, I don't think so.
I know he's had children, but not with her, I don't believe. Nicolas Cage probably didn't have any kids.
No, they were only married for like 2 years, I think.
Okay. All right, so.
And she divorced him based on, they had one bad argument, and she divorced him.
Wow.
Over a temper tantrum,
I
really.
guess. Now, Lisa Marie did sing a song with Michael Jackson. They were married and then they did a song together. Lisa Marie also put out a duet with Elvis for In the Ghetto, doing it pretty much the same way Natalie Cole did it with Nat King Cole.
Yeah.
You know, the dead father and her.
Unforgettable, yeah.
So they sang together. In the Ghetto. You like In the Ghetto. You had it in your top 10. I do not like In the Ghetto. So it didn't make it. And then the third thing about why I said, okay, you got the movies, you got the military, and I don't know that any other artists that we know have impersonators much like Elvis.
Right.
I mean, you can probably impersonate
Now,
someone,
I had
but-
said, I don't know if it was last week's video or the week before, where I said 2,000 miles of Greaseland. It's called 3,000 miles of Greaseland.
Is it? I don't know.
That's the Kevin Costner movie where they're bank robbers that dress as Elvis impersonators.
Yes.
Nicholas, you said Kurt Russell. Kurt Russell did an Elvis biopic, I think.
Biopic, yeah. Who was in with Kevin Costner? That was Kurt Russell, wasn't it?
I didn't think
I think there's 2 of them in it.
Yeah.
And then Nicolas Cage.
And
He
did you read where I was correct. He did kick Elvis and it was a movie. And you said it was probably a State Fair movie, which it was.
Okay.
I don't remember the exact title, but
Yeah, but he was a child actor for Disney, so I'm pretty sure he was probably in it. Nicolas Cage did do Honeymoon in Vegas.
Yeah.
And that's where a lot of Elvis's career was when he was.
no, there was a little Elvis in Honeymoon in Vegas.
Oh, was there?
It was Bruno Mars when he was like 9 years old.
Actually, was there a scene where there were skydiving Elvises or something?
Maybe, I don't know. There's too many Elvis stuff. There is way too much.
There is so much Elvis
Yeah.
that there's actually one portrayed in a Pink Panther
we
cartoon.
had mentioned, I don't know if it was our movie video about Men in Black, saying Michael Jackson is an alien.
Right. Was Elvis in that picture?
No, Men in Black has where Tommy Lee Jones, K,
Okay.
is driving around with Will Smith and he's listening to an Elvis song.
Okay.
And Will Smith says to Tommy Lee Jones' character, "You do know he's dead." And Tommy Lee Jones says, "No, he's not. He just went home."
Okay.
Like he was an alien.
That's funny. All right. Anyway, I was just mentioning before you said that Elvis is in a Pink Panther cartoon.
Well, Elvis.
Elvis Presley.
Elvis Presley, yeah.
But yeah, it's clearly Elvis.
Yeah. And it doesn't really, there's only my connection of the plot regarding him, but there's just 4 funny things about the thing, the cartoon. I liked it. One,
The car bending.
He turns the corner, the car bends when they
First,
like,
the long step he has on the stage.
yeah,
Like,
he sees the girl, and his foot just goes all the way. It's like one step. 3, the bell rings and it's midnight and everything changes back. I'm like, how did Pink Panther's running around? How did he know everything was going to change at midnight? But the 4th thing is, he was going to change mice and a pumpkin. And
he ran away with the pumpkin. That's funny.
Yeah, so watch that. It's 6 minutes short. It's on YouTube.
It's worth your time.
Yes.
Probably more than listening to the music. You want to go there to that? Do that first.
Yeah.
All right. You want to do your thing first, or let me read off statistics?
Let me do my thing first. So I just looking up some things that about Elvis that you can find in clips. I don't know if you remember this. Death Becomes Her. You ever seen it?
Yes.
Bruce Willis movie.
Yes, I have.
There is it has about they have an elixir that keeps them alive.
Right.
Because even at the end when they break into pieces, their faces are still alive.
Yes.
Okay. But he's like, no, when you actually I think they're supposed to die first. Like they have to fake their own death and then live somewhere else. He goes, some people aren't doing a good job at it. And he pointed to Elvis. He's like, because there has been Elvis sightings, right? Is he dead?
Supposedly somewhere living in Arizona.
Yeah, in a gas station
attendant.
Zombieland 2. Have you ever seen that movie?
I've seen that one.
Where they go to
Graceland.
They go to Graceland, but isn't there a hotel that's also like Elvis?
Maybe, yeah.
Yeah.
And those are pretty good movies. I like them. I like
Yeah.
the first one way better than the second one.
There is a saying. I don't know, and I've used this with people. Frank has left the building, or something like that. Because the phrase is Elvis has left the building.
That's right, right.
Because people are like,
who Frank is.
Anybody you know, you go, Billy, Billy's left the building. People say that. It's based on people say it. I guess because after he does concerts, fans are like, they want an encore and they're just screaming, and then he'll have left.
The
and people have to announce he's left the building so that they can finally.
One of the few artists that doesn't come back for an encore.
Cassandra Peterson. She met Elvis when she was young. Her character is called Elvira.
Right, spelled
it's Mistress of the Dark. She based her name on it.
So if Elvis was trans, he would be Elvira.
Las Vegas, the show with James Caan, had its own theme song, but I think maybe the first season it started with
a little less conversation.
Right.
If you like banana and peanut butter sandwiches, that's an Elvis thing.
Oh, is it?
Why are you putting those together? I don't know.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I remember hearing. I think it may have been Dr. Demento where he was talking about Elvis. It was a radio thing where you hear him saying, "You wish people Merry Christmas," like "Merry Christmas," and and the thing became about food, like. Hey, you want to make sure you pass them, whatever he's saying. He's like, pass me those potatoes. Because he got big at the end, so he was like, people were making fun of him.
Did Weird Al do anything Elvis?
Yes.
I think he did.
Weird Al has a song called Velvet Elvis, and it's about
Elvis.
a painting he bought, and it's in his living room.
Okay.
Yep, so he does have...
Who's it in the style of, though?
It's not. It's just called Velvet Elvis. It's probably an original song.
Gotcha.
So it's not a parody of any songs.
You would think he'd sing like Elvis. So
and Christmas, Elvis has a song for Christmas every year, Blue Christmas. And I get sick of it because of this.
No,
I hate the background singers.
Matt Walsh actually said the Beatles song, Christmas song, is the worst.
Oh, yeah.
Ever. I think Blue Christmas is worse. Well, Wonderful Winterland or something like that.
And Matt Walsh also had an Elvis impersonator come to his show
based on his wife played a joke on it.
Yeah. I don't know if you knew this. Most people know this. They found this out like 15 years ago now.
Okay.
Elvis' signature moves, he based on Forrest Gump.
Forrest Gump.
Have you seen Forrest Gump?
Oh, I see what you're saying. I'm a Forrest Gump.
Have you seen Forrest Gump?
Yes.
Elvis was in it, and
Yes.
because of Forrest's legs in the braces,
Oh, I got you.
he based his
See what you're saying with her.
his bases moves of his legs
I'll
on
tell you
Forrest.
what, I did not like it. Everyone loves that movie. I hate that.
Oh, it doesn't matter. He was in. He didn't actually. It was nerves. It was nervous excitement.
See, now you say that as a joke, but listen, Michael Jackson got his moves from Elvis.
Okay.
There's a video. And
Yeah.
You can watch a video. It compares Michael Jackson with Elvis.
No, I
He
guess
copied
him shaking his legs is because nerves. He was nervous when he was upstage
Okay.
on stage, and because the rhythm of the music, he's getting into it. So it's a combination of both. That's really. He also started being called Elvis because he was shaking and gyrating. They started calling him Elvis the Pelvis.
Okay.
Which probably the Pink Panther was called Elvis Presley. It was probably Elvis didn't like that. He didn't like that nickname at all.
Right.
Let's see what else. Bubba Hotel. Have you ever heard of that
I've
movie?
seen it.
Have you seen
Bruce
it?
Campbell.
Bruce
Yes, I've
Campbell.
seen it.
We're a fan of Bruce Campbell's movies.
Yeah. So supposedly
Yeah, he gets a cameo in every. Sam Raimi did the first two
Yeah.
Spider-Mans with Tobey Maguire. Bruce Campbell was in both.
Right.
He was also in the last Doctor Strange movie as the hot dog vendor or whatever that guy was.
Okay.
That he started hitting himself.
Yeah, you're right.
Okay.
But yeah, in the Bubba Hotep,
Okay.
they were in a nursing home.
Yeah.
Him and Ozzie Davis, wasn't it?
Yeah.
And Ozzie Davis supposedly was JFK.
Okay.
He was a black guy hiding in a nursing home, and then Bruce Campbell was Elvis, and they fight zombies. Or
Yeah.
something.
But he's like an Elvis impersonator, right? So.
Right. Well, he says he was Elvis. He didn't say he was.
Okay, so also I remember seeing this Twilight Zone episode. It's one of the '80s Twilight Zone episodes, and I went online and I found it. I read the plot. I'm like, that's exactly what I remember. But it's an Elvis impersonator. At the beginning, he's talking to this girl that he knows, but doing more than just being Elvis. And she mentions to him, when I was a teenager, I met Elvis. And he said some weird things, like, I'm not really Elvis. And so, anyways, something happens. He gets in an accident. And then he comes out of it, and he gets, so I think he's hitchhiking. He gets picked up by Elvis. So he went back in time. And Elvis was going to do this song for the record company he was going to. And he said, no, do this one. So they have a fight, and Elvis lunges towards him and gets killed. So the Elvis impersonator takes over his life and does it. Well, that's my memory. And at the end of the episode, he's older and he's talking to the girl that at the beginning as a teenager, and he's saying the things that she heard. So
I'm sure in the original Quantum
Yeah.
Leap, he probably.
I think
Elvis.
I know. I read that too. Quantum Leap. Scott Bakula leaps into Elvis Presley's
I
body.
figured the episode like that.
Yeah.
Okay, before we get to our top 10, just throw some stats out here, because how big was Elvis? Okay, he is considered the best-selling solo artist of all time.
Right.
So that means groups have passed him, obviously, but solo artist, he's the best. He had 38 top 10 hits, which is tied with Madonna, we just did. He has 18 number ones. Well, it depends what Billboard chart you're using, but 18 number ones, which is third behind Mariah Carey, she always shows up, and the Beatles, who we'll be doing shortly too. And he does have a record, though, for top 40 hits, because if you get that book that I got, the top 40 hits, he's got at least 5 pages of hits. 115 top 40 hits. Now you listen to the hits, not very many are distinguishable or get played on the radio.
Yeah.
So this is fairly easy finding a top 10. Because what do we know? You were from the 80s and he's from the 50s and 60s. So let's go ahead and get to this top 10.
Top 10. Top 10 number ones? Or just top 10 in shot?
They're not all number ones.
All right.
All right, so my first question to you will be, how many of our top 10 do you think were number ones? Because he's had a lot of number ones out.
Yeah, 3.
3?
Yeah.
5. Half of them are number ones, and the other half you're like, That shouldn't be a number one. Why was that number one? Okay, anyways, when it comes to honorable mentions...
How many did we have together? Did we?
8.
Eight of the top 10, we agree.
Agreed.
Okay.
It should be in the top 10, correct. Okay, so honorable mentions. I had a song called If You Talk in Your Sleep, went all the way up to 17, and I had you play it. Kind of bluesy, and I kind of like it. And it was during the later part of his career, but obviously no one ever hears it, but I went through literally every hit. Now, if you look, there would have been more hits. I should have probably listened to more. I forgot Viva Las Vegas on the original list because it wasn't released as a single. Almost every record of his, the B-side also became a hit. And so that's why there was like a ton more hits that I forgot to even look at. But
Yeah, and was Viva Las Vegas was on...
the B-side, it wasn't released
No,
as a
it was
single.
on our ZZ Top
Yes,
10.
yes.
They
Okay,
redid it.
so If You Talk in Your Sleep is my honorable mention. Yours, I already mentioned In the Ghetto. And then Heartbreak Hotel, which the song title is that's a hit of his. It's so
It is slow. It is slow.
So therefore I didn't have it high. Okay, so get into our list. And I'm not going to mention very many of the titles because a lot of them weren't on like an original studio album. He released this huge gold hit classics CD. And that's where a lot of his hits come from before he was on a studio album. All right, so number 10, which came up to number 2. Some of these songs, Chuck Berry made it miss the number 1 spot.
Yes,
My Ding-a-Ling was a song that made this song, I think, not get up to number 1.
What's funny is, his Elvis impersonators, they all wear the white suit.
Right.
And that wasn't anything until he was in Vegas
that's
later
true.
in life. you
Yeah,
know?
even his movies, he'd wear all black or something,
Yeah.
and cowboy stuff. Yeah, he wasn't just wearing that. I wonder, would somebody have done an Elvis impersonator
previous?
in Vegas while he was still alive?
Oh, I don't know that.
Or
Probably.
did they wait for him to die?
I think that didn't become a thing until he passed away.
Okay, yeah, you would hope so. I mean, he was actually one of the people in Vegas doing shows. You know, artists do that now. You can find Shania Twain doing...
Yeah, the only Elvis impersonator that he met is the Twilight Zone episode.
Gotcha. All right. So number 10, coming from Girls, 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 Return to Sender. Neither one of us had this in our top 10.
That must be later in the movie because I didn't make it to that song.
Yeah. Well, you have it at 11. I have it at 14. But because of our honorable mentions, we have a disparagement between our other hits. So that's why this one made it. Pretty good song. I like it because it, if you ever got anything back from the post office, he says it. You got a letter back, return to sender, address unknown. So you just take everything.
Wow, how did I miss that?
What?
The one thing, we already mentioned it in a different video. Dire Straits has a video, or a song called Calling Elvis. That's
Calling
what the title
Elvis. That's true.
I don't know how I missed that in this video.
Oops. So
Because he says return to sender.
now
is
we
one
need
of
to
the
go
lyrics.
through all our videos and see if anybody else did something Elvis related.
No, we don't. That just came to my mind right
so
now.
that was number 10. Number 9. This hit only went up to number 20. And a matter of fact, it wasn't his original song. It was somebody else's, I forget. But it was not a hit from the other guy. Gave it to this Elvis and it went up to 20. So it's not a huge hit. Blue Suede Shoes. And drums stand out to me on this one. I have this one at 5. You have it at 13. That was on his debut, Elvis Presley.
Did that become a big thing?
What?
Blue suede shoes. I
don't
know.
know.
That was a fad that
Well,
people started buying them, or
The video I watched where he's singing the song, he's not wearing blue suede shoes.
Yeah.
His shoes are clearly black. All right, next one up was a number 1 hit. I have it at 10, you have it at 6, and it's All Shook Up. Believe it or not, way back when, somebody wanted him to do a Pepsi commercial and shake the bottle because of that. Now, when you shake pop, don't open it, right?
yeah. So he's all shook up, unlike AC/DC, who
You shook me all.
shook me all night long.
Really? If compared to that. Okay.
Because it's got all and shook.
Yes. All right. Next one up, number 7. It's also a number 1 song, and we both have it. This one at 7, and that's "Don't Be Cruel."
Redone by Cheap Trick.
Oh, you're right. Now, it does have a cool
In
beginning.
the 80s, I think.
Yeah, it does have a cool beginning. You know, they knew how to play guitar. I'll give them that. They knew how to play the guitar, an acoustic guitar, to be sure, right? You don't even hear acoustic guitar in music today, but it's got the do. So it's pretty cool. Anyways, my favorite line with "cruel" in it. It's not "Don't be cruel." Remember The Simpsons? Marge is talking to Homer, and she goes, "Kids can be so cruel." And at that time, Bart's walking by. He hears him say, he's like thinking she now gave him permission to go be cruel. Kids can be so cruel. Thanks, Mom. It's his sister. Simpsons also has good jokes. All right, next one up, number 6. Like I said, it was a B-side. Only went up to number 17, I think. Viva Las Vegas. You have it at 4. I have it at 8. And definitely the ZZ Top version is better. Sorry, Elvis fans. All right, number 5. A number 1 song. Jailhouse Rock. So, Viva Las Vegas, Jailhouse Rock, those are 2 movies I've seen.
And that song was redone. The Blues Brothers at the end.
I have this at 4, you have it at 5. Now, would you prefer the Blues Brothers or the... I think I'd still prefer Elvis.
Probably. They're both good.
Supposedly there's a...
They're both good. They're saying they're different.
Supposedly there's a homophobic line in the thing, because he... or maybe not homophobic, homoerotic, meaning because it's an all-man prison,
Okay.
and he talked about one of his cellmate being a really good cutie. It's like,
All right, I have no idea. I'd have to read the lyrics.
yeah. Anyways, why they threw that in there, I don't know. All right, number 4 coming at 2, and I forget who. This one didn't go up to number 1 because of you have it at 3, I have it at 6. And that is "Burning Love." Oh man, I had something to say about
Some of those later songs, I just think they're so much better because it's more than just
More
acoustic.
Yeah,
It's more electric on the end.
correct, and that was one of them. And I knew I had something to say about "Burning Love," and I can't remember. Should have wrote it down probably. Okay, next one up, also a number 1 song. What?
No.
Okay, I have this. Believe it or not, I picked this as my number 1. You have it at 8, and that would be "Hound Dog." Probably is the first time he sang a hard rocking song, and they're like, "Oh, this is way too controversial," you know, because of the way he sang it. "Hound Dog." Now, if it's about a guy, I can understand. You ain't nothing about a hound dog. It's like, let the girl be, quit hounding her. But if it's about the girl,
Right.
it's really cruel.
Right, because
You're a hound dog. Whoa.
well, yeah, because somebody that's guys are like when they think some girl's ugly, oh, she's a dog. Right, I understand that.
Yes.
That's what you think of.
Yeah, this would be "Hound Dog," and Joe Biden would actually say it's a lion, dog face, pony soldier. All right, number 2. Our highest ranked, well, our lowest ranked song actually. Why this one didn't make it way up the charts? Probably because it was in 1968. From the album "Almost in Love." Both of us have this as our second favorite, and that would be "A Little Less Conversation." And I think, was it on something else besides the Las Vegas?
Well, it was redone as a remix in 2000s. It was on an album.
Okay.
There's an album. There's just Elvis Presley songs. There was a video for it too.
There is. I saw the video. It looks
The
like
boxes,
Hollywood Squares kind of,
yeah,
but different, and each box lights up.
Yeah, that was a remix.
Okay.
That came in.
Yeah.
Somebody did it.
Right. So it's pretty cool. And one of my sons was actually playing drums, right? I'm trying to listen to all these songs. He comes down and plays the drums. He starts playing this beat, and he doesn't know it. I'm like, "You're playing an Elvis song." And he goes, "No, I'm not." They played A Little Less Conversation. That's the beat he was trying.
Yeah.
Now he didn't get it. Now there's a lot more drums than he was. Because it goes...
Well, yeah, but at one point it was just the drums.
Yeah, it's like all over the place.
Yeah, I like the guitar in that.
How can you not like this song? It could have no lyrics, and it would have been a good song. Okay, but another way to say a little less
A
conversation.
little more action.
Was,
That's what they usually say.
Right, but
Shut up.
Shut up. Okay, and our number one song is your number one, my number three, and again, I think this again was a guy put it out and it didn't hit the charts at all. He said, "Yeah, I can make that a hit," and he did. His last number one of his career, and that would be "Suspicious Minds." I think it was on his comeback tour that he sang it, went all the way up to number one. Yes.
Same album as In the Ghetto, which you didn't like.
So, and most people didn't because it wasn't ranked either. But yeah, so Suspicious Minds, and I don't know what year did he die?
77.
77. Okay, so he put it out in 69. He still hung around for a bit after that. So that's our top 10 for Elvis, who was really a star in the 50s and 60s. Some in the 70s, but not much. And yeah, if it wasn't for Lisa Marie dying, we probably would never do Elvis.
Yeah.
So, are we going to do David Crosby?
Oh yes, David Crosby.
David Crosby
passed away
died a
last
couple
week.
days ago. Last week?
So this past week. So
We may have to do like Meatloaf a top 5.
we could do. Steven Stills had a good song.
He was in the Byrds. He had his solo career.
Steven Stills has a great song I listened to. It's called Treetop Flyer in the 90s. Neil Young also became part of their group, Crosby,
Right.
Stills, Nash, and Young.
Yes.
We could combine all their...
Just do everybody.
yeah, and
Well,
just...
Neil Young has a lot of hits on his own. So
I know.
What you combine.
So that means Neil Young is going to be like number one rock industry world.
Let's just do it, whoever Crosby is related to. Because he was also in the Byrds.
We could do Bing Crosby. Denise Crosby movies.
She was in Star Trek, right?
Yeah, for first season.
How about no? We'll debate about it. We might do.
Yeah, we'll
Crosby.
see. We might just do a top 5.
Yep. So that'll be next week. Or are we gonna slide into Commodores?
Yeah, I know. Commodores
just whittle it in the midweek or something like that. So Commodores and Crosby coming to you.
Maybe we'll do Commodores. I'll put the Commodore. Well, no, Commodores. I'm going to put up tomorrow.
And then the Elvis
That also
Presley.
go after that. Yeah.
And then Crosby. So January is turning out to be dead.
Yeah. This is 80. Are we ever going to get back to 80s music? That's what we're wondering.
Pretty much no. All right, so yeah, if you're confused, this is 80s music twin rank, but it'll be back soon somehow. Till then, bye.
Bye.